Hey, what's up YouTube? Eric here from Guided. We are back out at the range today. I got another rifle to set up. Let me turn you around here and show you what I got. I'm pretty pumped about this one. As you can see, Seekins Precision. That is a Seekins PH2, and this is actually chambered in a 28 Nosler. See that? 28 Nosler. I found this new unfired is what it was. Let me show you the rest of the stuff. Decided to go with these Hawkins rings. These are the lightweight option. They have the milled out slots in them, so we're going to run those. I went with highs because, let me show you the scope I decided to go with. This is the 5-25 by 56 with a 30mm tube. When I picked this gun up, the guy had 3 boxes of shells that he had never shot. Like I said, never shot at the gun, just bought it and had it in the safe. And he sent me these. So I have 3 boxes of this. So I'm going to use this ammo to get it sighted in, and we'll see what kind of groups it shoots with that. This is what I'm really looking forward to. So a good friend of mine, Paul from Maryland, one of my past hunters, he did me some different loads. We'll just take a look at this here. Went with the 195 Burger, the Extreme Outer Limits bullet, and this 28 Nosler. Got different seating depths, got different powder charges, all Retumbo. I sent him all of the components and he loaded me up all of these different options. I got 9 different loads to try. So this is the bullet that I wanted to shoot out of this gun from the get-go. There's a big case capacity in this cartridge, and also I want to utilize this big, heavy, high BC bullet. I'm hoping one of these will shoot. Look at that, guys. That is a good-looking round right there. That's like a heat-seeking missile for an elk. There's just going to be devastation when that 195 grain bullet just crushes the shoulder. Look at this, guys. I am pumped about this. This is what the 7 backcountry strives to be right here. I got my Garmin Chrono. Look, guys, I turned it around so you guys can quit telling me about it. I really don't think it matters, but I've had a lot of guys say, oh, that's backwards. Well, there you go. It's backwards. Now everyone else can tell me it's backwards. So. And then I got my Callahan gunsmith and screwdriver kit. I got my phone scope for my phone, and we will get this thing put together. A nice thing about these Seekins rifles is these magazine box. This particular load here has got a 3.7 overall length. Let's just take a look at this here and see how much room we got left. Look at that. 3.7 overall length. Still fits in that magazine box with ease. Still got a lot more room to seat that bullet out if you wanted to. You know, whenever I chamber this is probably going to touch the lands. Sometimes rifles like that, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they like to be off the lands 5/1000ths or 10/1000ths of an inch. But let's just look at a factory round. This is the 160 grain AccuBond bullet. Look at that, guys. I mean, that's just, look how much room's in there. Like 5/8 of an inch, half an inch in there. So, all right, guys. So, Hawkins rings. Those are highs. They're too high for me. Mediums. That's what I need to go with. So, I'm gonna see if I can get some medium rings for this thing. I'm not a big fan of high rings, and when I shoulder this thing, I gotta lift my head. You know, it's still touching the stock, but it's not ideal, and this doesn't have an adjustable comb. So I'm back out at the range. I went with these Steiner lightweight rings. All right, guys, there it is. Took me a while to find this. I've been looking for a while, trying to find a Seekins and a 28 Nosler. I can't say what website I found it on. I can't say where I picked it up at because I don't want to get my video taken down. You know, it's against YouTube policy to say where you bought stuff, I guess. But let me get some targets up here and then get back at you. Like I said, we're going to use this Nosler 160 grain AccuBond. All right, I'm going to get it adjusted here, and then we'll shoot 3 more shots. I'm going to shoot one more. I just want to get some rounds through this thing before I jump over to that factor or that hand-loaded ammo. I'm gonna let it cool down. I got 2, 4, 6. I got 7 more shots in that box. All right, guys, I want to show you this. I looked at this and I want to show you guys. Look what it says the muzzle velocity should be. 3,300 feet a second with this 160 grain AccuBond. Look what I'm getting out of this gun. Average is 3,034 feet a second. That's crazy. That's a huge difference. This is a 26-inch barrel, a factory 26-inch barrel. So, you know, I'm not sure what to think about that. That's 270, about 270 feet a second different. That's bonkers. Alright, that's it for this box. Alright guys, so I went with the 195 grain Berger Elite Hunters Extreme Outer Limits bullet. What we will do is we will start out with number 1, 2, 3, all the way down. I got 9 of them. This particular number 1 is 76 grains of Retumbo, and the overall length is 3.7. Number 2 is 3.65, and it is 76 grains of Retumbo. Number 3 is 76 grains of Retumbo with 3.6 overall length. So looks like these 3 are all the same powder charges. And then the next one is 77 grains, and he did the same thing. 3.7, 77 grains, 3.65, 77 grains, 3.6. And then we have the last remaining one, which is 78 grains, 3.7, 3.65, 3.6. So, all right, guys, number 1. All right, that was group 1. Average is 28.65. And he's got it 28.70, so that's pretty darn close. We'll go to number 2. That was number 2, and that was the velocity. It says 28.70, and we are at 28.63 for the average. Alright, that was number 3. 2870, and actually a little slower, 2837. That was number 4. That was number 4. It's saying 2910 feet per second. And we got 2903, so pretty close. Alright, that was number 5, 2910. And we got 2905, so that's pretty close. I have 4 more groups. I'm going to get down there and put a new target up. We'll measure these groups down there. Alright guys, so I jumped over here, and this is where I started shooting the hand loads my buddy gave me. Obviously that's over an inch. That's an inch and a quarter. That was the first group. This is the second group, so that's 3/4. That's an inch and a half group. Number 4, you're looking at, that's just under 3/4 of an inch right there. Let's just go outside to inside. That's about 5/16 group right there, 3 shots. And then this is 1 3/4 inches, so that's no good. Alright, that was group 6, 2910, and we are at 2887. Alright guys, that was number 7, 2943. And we are at 2920. Alright, that was number 8, 2943. 2932. Alright, so that was number 9, 2943, 2934. So this was number 5, 6, no 7. This was 6, 7, 8, 9, and that one there's, you know, that's 1.5 inches. That's 1.5 inches group. That's 1.25 inches. That's 1.5 inches. And that's just under an inch. That's probably the best one right there, number 4. Number 2 is decent. I talked to my reloader guy, you know, talked about the groups, talked about, you know, whether I should chase, you know, a tighter group or not, you know, and to be honest with you, it's just a hunting gun. A 5/8 group at 100 yards, that's totally sufficient, you know. It's the bullet I want, it's the cartridge I want, and like I said, it's, would I rather have a 1/4 inch group? Of course, but looking at what I got with that number 4 group, I think that I'm just going to stick with that. I talked to him, he said that's probably a good idea. He said he could load up more, go higher. He said you might get some pressure signs, you might not, but I'm totally fine with 5/8 group. He's gonna load me up a bunch more rounds and get them shipped out. Once I get that ammo, then I will go up to the long range and see how it does on the steel. So anyway, I hope you guys like the video, like the content. If you do, hit that like and subscribe button. My name's Eric, and we'll see you on the next video.